Hi guys, welcome back to episode 3 of Seedhi Baat podcast. And we're so happy to see you back again. And once in a while, it's good to make fool out of your viewers. By that, I mean, we promised to get guests on every podcast and get their views on different topics. But today is April 1st, and we thought, why not? Just drop in alone and do the show. We just hope you accept us as we are. And today we're going to pick up a very interesting topic, just as April Fool was meant to make fool of people. These days, every day is an April Fool, with memes, with jokes, with comedy, with sarcasm. And primarily that is delivered through memes on Instagram. And that's how we are enjoying our lives on an everyday basis. We're going to pick up the topic of memes and solve the science of memes today together.
Well, the first thing I want to tell all the viewers is, okay, just go to YouTube, guys. Just check this, type down this song called April Fool Banaya and just listen to that song for today. So that today is an April Fool. It's not just a fool play, but then because when we watch memes and when we also make memes, we're making a fool out of everybody every day. So I think I have to agree with Lavpreet on this. We're making fools of ourselves and everybody else on a daily basis. So to have an April Fool Day particular in specific, it doesn't really make sense to me.
That was an old 90s trend, Pavan.
Probably.
90s kids would know because even our parents used to make April Fool out of us on this day. So it was such a big concept in our families. Like what? 5-6 years ago, it was such a big concept that my mom herself would, do things to make a fool out of us. And baad mein she would just say, April Fool banaya, April Fool banaya. Yeah.
Really? Oh,
that's for real. So it's one of those days which does not cost you anything. It's just for a laugh, So it's not like Valentine's that would cost you many bucks.
Well, since we've talked about fools and then we're going to talk about memes, guess what, guys? The word memes itself has come from a Greek word, but then the way it has come out in the modern fashion is that it has been linked to genetics. Can you believe that? Some memes are like trying to convey short messages and jokes. It is actually coming in from genetics and studies in genetics, and then because meme is actually somewhat similar to the word gene as well, if you take it phonetically. So from there, if you take a look at the way memes has come out, it's crazy because a lot of things can be conveyed through big comedy scenes and elaborate sequences in movies and series. But guess what? Memes can convey the message in just like as fast as possible. You just make a meme. You can connect your viewer instantly to something. That's the power of memes. And I love making memes, and I have to admit on this show that I make a lot of memes of my co-hosts right here. And yes, so that's how I think we can take up this topic because memes have become not just a means of conveying, sort of showing things in a lighter vein or having a satirical aspect to it, but it's also becoming a way of spreading awareness about issues, and that is what I love about memes. What do you think, Lakshmi? Do you think memes can also have become the a new way of promoting products and has replaced the TV ads in terms of advertising products, and what do you think about it? Do you really think that it's happening? What is your thought?
Yeah. So while Pavan was speaking, I got so many ideas. So just to give you a context as to why we picked up this topic and picked up very randomly is because of two, three things. One, Pavan and I are working together on a research which is related to memes. So we were like, this morning, let's do a different thing. Let's not write, let's speak about it, And second reason was that memes are increasingly becoming a part of our lives in all different aspects. It is something so engaging, and people are researching about this. They are making memes. Meme culture has literally given livelihoods to people. Can you believe that? So just like Pavan was saying, it's a very impactful way, of delivering a message. And I see around myself how so many bonds, so many relationships are formed on the basis of memes. It starts with just sharing memes on Instagram, and it becomes a friendship of a lifetime. I mean, I can't believe this. If we were to, Pavan, if we were to think of this 8 years back in school, like we would become friends on the basis of sharing memes. I mean, that's just so wow. I mean, how does that happen? People like us, the 90s kids, the kids who became friends, what, 8, 9, 10 years ago, for us, it's like a huge thing to be friends with someone and then continue that friendship for years. These days, all it takes is not a phone call, but a meme that you share on Instagram, and it shows like, yeah, the relationship is still alive. Apart from that, very recently during Punjab elections, I saw a TV channel in which that Kacha Badam meme slash reel, whatever you would like to call it, that was being played under the news, under this, there was a score chart sort of a thing where which party has gained how many number of seats, this rollout was going on. And on top of that, the party leader, the CM face of each party, cartoon depiction was given, and they were dancing on Kacha Badam. And it was, kind of Kejriwal and Bhagwant Mann was doing Kacha Badam and just making a fool of other sort of cartoon politicians, And it was like, oh my God. And me being a student of journalism, what we have studied, from the beginning itself is that objectivity is the key. You go ahead with facts and figures, you just deliver those, you don't deliver opinions. There is no scope of, making soft news out of anything that's factual, right? And looking at that, we can clearly say that there are new avenues of reporting the news and new avenues of delivering information, like Pavan said, are opening up. These days, it's easier to convince someone or to give news to someone in an infotainment form rather than a news format. Just think to yourself, how many of you read the whole newspaper every morning? How many of us watch a whole bulletin in the evening? We don't, right? Until and unless there is an infotainment element. Twitter also trended in the same manner. It was a microblog. Of course, it included opinions of people, no doubt about that. But even today, most of us would like to take our daily news or daily updates from Twitter rather than going on any of the news channels or rather than going to any of the newspapers. And that is why this industry is transitioning so quickly, and incorporation of infotainment content is increasing. So memes, reels, and then giving short videos, engaging videos, all of this kind of falls under the same category, because the key is to sell the idea in an entertaining format. Right? Apart from that, we see so much of indirect advertisement is happening. Just look back at the last 2 years during pandemic. What was happening? So many old songs, so many OTT, creations, so many movies, old movies, and serial like, Kokila Behan serial. I don't know what was the name of that serial. That serial and all of these serials were trending. They came back to trending again. They got more views. They got more viewership, I should say, than what they got when they were originally launched. And that happened because memes were made out of it. Shows like Mirzapur. Oh my God, endless amount of memes. I was convinced to watch Mirzapur after watching the memes of Mirzapur. Kokila Behan's Cooker Mein Chane Ubal Diye, that went on hype in one night. And it made that person.
रसोड़े में कौन था?
रसोड़े में कौन था? Exactly.
तब रसोड़े में कौन था?
मैं नहीं था. शायद तुम थे. I was not there. So
you see?
Guess what? This whatever you talk about regarding this series and all, I see on a daily basis. I see a lot of memes on Tarak Mehta ka Ulta Chashma, and that sort of conveys this. Of course, some are a little bit adult in nature, but then a lot of them convey a lot of other meanings in a simple form. There's something happening in a society, then they use this Tarak Mehta characters to convey that advertisements of inviting people, for instance. No! There was one instance when I personally came across. So the Ganesh Visarjan event was happening somewhere. So that society decided to invite its people, not by going and distributing invitation cards, but then sending out a Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma meme to everybody in the WhatsApp group in the apartment. And that
Oh
was
my
like
God.
next level invitations. I mean, I have not seen that kind of vibe coming in because of this kind of enthusiasm to me. That reminds me of like one more thing. When you pointed out Twitter, Twitter, even political opinions are being conveyed through memes because it's easier for people to sort of get in, be informed of a party's ideology or the flip flops or in terms of mistakes or whatever you call it, even either policy problems or whatever. It is conveyed more easily to the layman, though satirical. It is conveyed easily through memes. And
Yeah.
if I were to sort of take it a little bit further, it's not just in terms of advertisement, but it has broadly reduced this, cost of in terms of promoting products. A meme can make a lot of difference. A meme can just promote it the product in a way no other means of advertisements or promotion can. And for instance, just recently, I think I'll put the link in the description or maybe up here. Uh, the Triple R movie released last Friday. I'm not sure last Friday. Yes, last Friday. Stand corrected. Otherwise, people in Telugu film industry will kick me out from Hyderabad, where I stay. So prior to the movie being launched, a lot of memes floated on the social media, which even the director and actors were shown the memes, and they had a nice laugh out of it because that conveyed what kind of character the director would be in terms of directing the movie and why it would take so long for him to come out with a
Yeah.
movie. Imagine 3 to 5 years in a movie, and then the, the meme that conveys is like it happens. That is how it happens here. So that's how it conveys. So it's a lot of fun. The way the movie
So
happened just through memes was just terrific.
yeah. So like you were saying, that it was shown to the directors and directors had a good laugh on it. I would just add to this saying that memes is a very subtle and non-offensive way also. I wouldn't say subtle, yeah. It is presented subtly, but goes and points just at the right place, but it's not offensive. So for example, years ago when the trend of comedy started, we can relate memes to how it has evolutionized comedy as well, because nowadays it's not like how it used to work long ago in our parents era or in our grandparents era. There used to be nukkad nataks, there used to be stand-up comedy, very basic clean stand-up comedy sort of to entertain people, right? Or somebody in the family would be one person who's like a very cheerful person, a person who has something to make people laugh all the time. That was their only source of.
Basically an unpaid stand-up comedian.
Exactly, and that's there in every family. In my family, that's my brother, right? But then how it has evolutionized, comedy itself has become such a huge industry. You see people just dropping out of their actual careers and becoming comedians and doing so well. I can literally quote examples, and I'm going to go tomorrow to watch another comedy show, and I'll appreciate this because how this connects is memes is also becoming a very evolutionized way of delivering comedy, and plus it is non-offensive. So when you see a meme, deep down, when I share that meme with one of my friends, referring to them, that means clearly I want to say that subject in the meme is them. But they would never get offensive. They would never feel bad about it. We just have a laugh on it. So that's how we can say that, it has become a more non-offensive and subtle way of actually delivering a sarcastic or a fun comment on somebody. Does not mean that you go ahead and insult people. But what I'm trying to say is, it's more subtle. And on top of that, the second aspect, how you can look at it, is how the whole industry in general has evolutionized. For example, Yashraj Mukhate, he became a personality on YouTube suddenly in one night after that Rasode Mein Kaun Tha meme. Likewise, so many memers, the whole world of memers has come up, and then meme reviewers have come up, and one of our friends, school time friends, a common friend of me and Pavan, I'm talking about Pratidhi, if you know Pavan. She started, making these very, very short and crisp, memes on Twitter, memes on WhatsApp. Then Pavan makes so many memes on me. So it's more or less that everyone can get involved in this, and everyone together can sort of, add to the comedy quotient. And we need it more. People are relying more on this is because the world is becoming increasingly depressed. Sitting at homes, especially during the pandemic, we all wanted something that could make us laugh, because we otherwise did not have a reason. That is where this whole trend of memes and short reels and comedy shows and stand-up comedy and all of this jazz stuff came up, because the world is becoming increasingly depressing and we are more dependent on such things for a laugh, which isn't the best thing, but great if we have something to make us smile. If a friend of mine shares a meme, I'm having a pretty bad day, and I look at it and I have a laugh, then why not? Why not? If it's making you laugh, it's good.
Well, dear co-host, you mentioned a close friend of ours now, and if she's listening to this, I'm just imagining what kind of reaction would she make a meme out of this now?
Yeah,
I'm
probably.
ready for that. Are you?
But we have all sorts of, I am ready. See, after having, being victimized by you so many times for memes, I'm the actual meme material of this group. So my photographs come in all sorts of weird manners, so they can capture every reaction of mine. And then we can use that reaction for years and years. We talk through stickers which have our faces. Can you believe that? We do have some very talented.
I am the victim.
So that's why I'm saying, when such things, personalization, and there's a lot of things memes are doing. Personalization, advertisement, delivering messages, making people laugh, engaging people in such interesting way. It's becoming a trend, a career altogether, one of the career options altogether. These days, even my parents have started cracking jokes like, "Kuch nahi hua to memer ban jana," sort of, So because
that's a career, bro. That's a proper career in the making.
It's a career, and you need that sense. It's not even easy. So let's make this very clear over here, guys. Making somebody laugh is the most difficult thing to do, if you know, right? It's not that it needs that kind of a brain to take out a meme out of something very normal, normal movie scene or a normal expression given by somebody. I can't do that. I'll accept it, but Pavan can. So you need that sense of comedy, of course. You need that some amount of, sarcasm to be there in you. You need that creativity to be able to come up with something that makes people go crazy, and these trends, these reels that are always on our mind, and we literally remembering songs. Chand Baliya is one of the songs that trended like on fire. That song is on fire because of reels. Thanks to these reels and memes, that we are kind of going back to some amazing content that was formed in our industry long, long back, whether it is in the form of movies or OTTs or songs. We are switching back from the songs that we listen today, these days, that majorly don't make sense to me.
The songs these days are just this. That's it.
Yeah. And via these, travel reels or these very soft and nice reels or these memes, we are able to go back and switch back to those songs and be able to appreciate the great work that was done someday in the past in our industry. So if you look at it, there are so many positive and negative implications. When Pavan and I were talking about this last night, we were discussing from the perspective of our paper. We came across this one point which I really loved, and I would like to share it here, even if it's a little out of context. So it's high time that we stop talking about if or not we should accept technological changes or the new trends that are coming in. There is no debate of if it is good or bad, because now it has come and change is inevitable. It will be there, right? The more important thing to discuss, I think, would be how to start living with it. For example, when pandemic came, none of us said that, okay, pandemic should go or pandemic should come. Nobody would want a pandemic to come, right? But now that it has come, what you have to do is you have to learn to start living with it. Similarly, these trends, these technological advances, these internet culture, this trend, all of these things, they have come now. They are there. The idea is to not discuss if these are good or these are bad, what are the positive, negative implications and all. The thing is that you start living with them and start looking at their positives and pushing and promoting the positives, while making sure that in the negative regard, whatever aspects are negative, for example, addiction. is one of the major concerns that everybody likes to talk about. How to reduce that, how to regulate that, how to make a creative aspect out of it, rather than wasting time, rather than feeling bad, you go ahead and make a meme. It adds to the content that you're creating. It adds to your creativity. It makes you laugh. You make so many people laugh, That's how you kind of distract yourself as well. It taken up as a hobby. So our co-host Pavan has this hobby. He takes it up as a hobby, right? So that you have so many ways to look at a situation. We are not getting into the debate of good and bad over here, right?
I have a very genuine query. It may sound funny, but it is, at least to me, I don't know if it is to you. Is the job of a social media manager all about making memes?
That's a big question. Okay, having been in this career for the last 4 to 5 years, let me make it clear again, not meme making, not memeing, but the job of handling social media or being a social media
Don't lie,
comms
don't lie,
manager.
don't lie, don't lie. It is meme
Oh,
making.
I told you already, I
Promise.
have zero sense of memes and comedy. I'm not that good a comedian, I can give, it's like some rare days I can give like something which makes people laugh, but it's not like my inbuilt talent or something that comes naturally to me.
I think it's time for the audience to know about the most, it's a historic meme material we have. We might put it out sometime later, but there was one instance when my co-host and we were talking about something, and my co-host here ends up saying that, isn't that in some Chinese country? I was wondering, I was at my wits' end wondering what the hell is a Chinese country?
So guys,
I'll clarify even to this day what is a Chinese country, madam?
To my defense, I'll just add one small thing over here. So I know it's wrong. I mean, it might even sound like I'm a racist or something, but I'm not, guys. I was actually trying to talk about, I don't know if I was giving a reference of Japan or if I was giving a reference of Assam or something.
Korea.
I don't know. I was giving a reference of either an Indian state, northeastern, or I was trying to give a reference of some other country. So since the name was not coming to me and the people there look quite similar to what people look like in China, in terms of appearance. Is why I was like, there's some Chinese country, bro. And I deeply regret that, because it's not the way you should go ahead. And especially a heads up for all the journalists, please don't do this blunder, especially on camera or on air. When you are on air and you're delivering news, please don't do such blunders. We already have a lot of misinformation going on everywhere in the world, and nobody would like to take this. And no, we can't afford another Chinese country blunder that I did.
The problem is, it's not another Chinese country. The problem is one Chinese country itself has created 2 years of madness. We don't want one more Chinese country.
But who knows, those 2 years of madness were actually a reason why memes started popularizing and why we are talking about it today. Pavan, positives of everything. But this morning I'm way too positive. I don't know why. So guys, just to give you a positive. Oh God, please. I just read a news saying that in Maharashtra, they have lifted the condition for putting masks, and now people can go there mask free. I really hope, guys, that this time when we remove masks, it is forever and not for just, a month or 2 months. Still be very careful.
Remove the fake mask that you wear also. I hope it makes sense.
Oh God. It's
well, it means, right? So yeah, you have to, everybody wears this mask as well as one mask in front of their face. It's not the true face. So remove remove that mask and show your true colors, bro. Everybody out there.
Memes actually help you do that. Memes actually help you to take out that elements of child, this childishness and tharak and everything possible, out of you via memes. Giving this, I guess, Pavan, in the next podcast that we do together, we should definitely talk about how comedy has changed over the years. How we in the childhood started watching those laughter challenge show. If you all remember, just drop a yes if you've ever watched the laughter challenge show, which had Shekhar Suman and Navjot Singh Sidhu as the the judges, and all these comedians, all of our popular loved comedians of the day, Bharti Singh and Raju Srivastav, all of them, they actually started their career from there. And I was telling about this to Pavan yesterday, and apparently he did not watch it. So I really want to know how many of you have watched it. Drop a yes. And if you are interested in talking about, if you want to hear from us what we feel about how comedy has transitioned from those very neat and clean and simple comedy shows to becoming such a huge market where there's so many different ways of giving out jokes, though they are just jokes, but there's so many ways of giving them out, then let us know. We'll just pick that topic up in the next episode. And if any of you wants to talk to us, wants to come on the show and talk about that, guys, reach us out on our DMs and reach us out on our WhatsApp and email us. Do whatever you want to do. And just let us know if you're interested in joining an episode with us. We'll be more than happy to host you guys.
Hey guys, right? Don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah, please don't do that, guys. You're making meme out of us if you don't subscribe.
Exactly. And, I have a confession to make regarding Great Indian Laughter Challenge. I watched maybe a very few episodes, maybe one or two, long ago. A little bit of my memory sort of reminds me, but then I didn't understand because I didn't understand Hindi. As simple as that.
Oh, well, Pavan, that used to be our, in my family, because we roamed from state to state, right? So we used to crave that we could see some Punjabi talking or walking in other states, And when this show came up and Navjot Singh Sidhu came up as the judge in that show, we were like, all gaga over it. And that used to be our Sunday family show. We all used to sit together, my father, my mother, my brother and me. We used to watch that show. It used to be like the entertainment for us. And from there, we have come a long way today that, our beloved comedians like Jasprit Singh, Harsh Gujral, Anubhav Singh Basi, these are just few examples. They are just taking tours of the world and doing shows everywhere here and there. And I feel so happy and so proud. And Rajesh Shekhar also, that is mine and Pavan's one of the favorite comedians. And all of these, fortunately, unfortunately, are engineers. That gives so much motivation to engineers.
Like my co-host. Like our co-host.
Yeah, we can pretty much ace anything, bro. That's the point.
I think if people do engineering, they can do anything in life, including comedy. Because engineering for them is a comedy.
If you can make people laugh, guys, you can do pretty much anything in life. So keeping that aside, you can expect your hosts to someday end up as memers in life. And if that happens, then we are gonna thank this show a lot, because today it kind of, we were very double-minded if we should talk about this or not. And they were like, let's go ahead and just talk about it, because memes is something that relates to work.
On that note, I just want to give a very clear promotion to our viewers that I run a page on Instagram, which is basically through the movie scenes. It is called Comedy Kingdom. It basically translates to Comedy Kings. I think हम भी बना लेंगे, जैसे वो शार्क टैंक में कहता है ना, the boat का founder अमन, हम भी बना लेंगे. The same way I also say, we are also making it. So I have a page जिसका description, जिसका link, see, look at this meme, effect of memes on me. I said जिसका description link में है, जिसका link description में होना है, I said description is in the link. That is the effect of meme, guys. I mean, it's addictive. It is just so exciting and so it has become an instinct to see things and then sort of try to make a meme out of it, because it has to be relatable also. It's always fun making memes, so don't forget to check out my page as well. And also, because we are toward the end of this episode, don't forget to subscribe as well. Spread this message of not just meme culture, but also talking about a lot of other things to your friend through this podcast. And I hope you all
like it. If you guys have some amazing memes, if you guys also make memes and you know that your skills are good enough, send your memes across. Let's make the world laugh together. We'll feature your memes on our stories, or probably we'll make a part 2 of this episode if this is loved enough and people really want us to talk about this again. We'll just include those in the next episode. In this episode, I guess you have had enough of memes. We've put up memes everywhere just to show you the top trending memes, and there's a variety. Audio, video, just text, so many different forms of memes, pictures, the most important ones. So yeah, I mean, amazing. It's an amazing trend. And I really personally feel, you know, as a person from media, I really think we should not, hesitate from making memes, as long as you're not like making anyone a target and making it offensive. But you should always go ahead and, make memes, look at situations, be observant, see where you can create good content, where you can, kind of, do that bingo moment. Oh, I got it, sort of thing, So we do that even on video calls, guys, let alone meeting in real time. That's a separate, game altogether. And probably Pavan is going to travel and meet me very soon, so we might actually come up with some more interesting memes. But yeah, meanwhile, we do that on video calls. And if you guys have any memes in your mind that include us also, feel free to share, and we will
Lavpreet,
be more
please
than
don't
happy.
give them ideas. They have enough of them. All right, guys, on that note, I think it's time to say goodbye at the end of this episode. We'll see you again in the next episode.
We'll
Lavpreet,
say you a bye.
will you be really seeing them in the next episode, or will you be meeting them in the next episode? Okay, I
That's a
agree. It
question.
doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
That's a meme.
That's a question I would like to ignore. ये हमारा expertise नहीं है, इसलिए I'm out.
ये हमारी expertise है, इसलिए I'm in.
Jokes apart, but yes, this show no doubt is a great concept and has a great, direction that is supporting it. But memes is taking it to some other level, and likewise, memes are taking so many things to some other level. I guess, Pavan, we should stop podcasting and start meme. Because we should become memers and start.
वो हमारा side business है. But if you go and talk about take it to Shark Tank, they'll say ये सब दोगलापन है.
ये सब दोगलापन है.
Lol. Okay, enough. I guess that's a good laugh for Friday, guys. We are recording this on a Friday morning, and we are gonna give this, deliver this to you by Friday evening. We really hope, watching this video, it gives you a little bit of a laugh, and it makes you, smile, and you get some motivation to make at least one meme this weekend. We really hope you have a great weekend, guys. Enjoy yourself. Be happy. There's a lot of laughter needed, just keep smiling. Find ways to just spread laughs and to laugh yourself as well. Laugh at yourself as well, for that matter. Right? Laugh it out. Just laugh it out. We will catch up with you in the next episode. And until then, goodbye. See ya. Bye-bye.